And welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell. For the next 4 hours, I'm your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X Zone. Joining me now from Toronto, Ontario, is my good friend Hassan. And Hassan, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Rob. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. But what I'm really surprised at a world event that not a single astrologer, anybody in the world, has seen what's coming in the first, like in February, March, and April of 2011. Everybody talks about the Mayan calendar in 2012, December, which is nothing like the 2011, the beginning part. And 19th February 2011, 4th March 2011, and 4th April of 2011. They are three completely separate events. And I wrote about that about a year ago, and I even predicted certain things will happen last year in 2009, which did happen. And they were, like, for example, an asteroid missed us by, I mean, it's less than 40,000 miles. You know about that, right? In March of 2009?
Yep.
Did you cover that at all?
Yes, we covered that, yeah.
California would have been completely bailed out. But I wrote about that we might even have a near, a collision, a near misses and all that in March. And if that does happen, then the one that's coming up in April 2011 is much more severe. Because it's, and all three things happen that I wrote. And we'll discuss them as we go along. Because
Sure.
19th February one, yeah, you see there's Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Mars all in Aquarius and all opposite to there's a full moon in Leo that time. So very, very dangerous solar storms. They might even knock off some satellites and cell phones, and I think the electrical grid in North America would definitely be affected. All the space-related mishaps, and but also the asteroid coming very close to the Earth. And I just hope it doesn't hit us. Now, the configuration, I've never, ever in my life seen any configuration like this. And for about almost 6 months, I didn't talk about it to anybody. I just mentioned it slightly in my newsletter till I discovered something. And for the first time in my own life, I was a bit scared, because I'm not a doomsday prophet at all, as you know. So I looked at that configuration. I went on going back of the events, and I found in, I believe it was June or July of 32 of 1908, and it locked in that very similar configuration. And I looked at Google, and I found this Tunguska event in Russia. Somebody would talk about that Tunguska, 2,500 miles of, it's completely just wiped out, and all. Very similar configuration, except at that time, Jupiter and Saturn were making very positive aspects. This time they are not. This time they're actually making very difficult aspects for earthquakes and all that. So I think, and this is going to be much long-lasting. Now, I think there are two different events happening. One is a natural event, like the natures, and the second thing is all the countries, all these war things and all this is going on is coming to a real boiling point. So, which goes on more in April. Now, the second event, so the first one is more the solar storms and all that, and NASA has confirmed that one of the biggest solar flares may be coming in the beginning of 2011 now. But I wrote that way before. The second one is when there are same type of planets, but going into Pisces, the sign of the water. So the first one is air sign. The Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Uranus, everything will be in Pisces. And at the same time, while there's a major T-square in the sky between Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, with all these events. And now this one, last time when Uranus went into Pisces, I predicted about 6 months before the tsunami in Indonesia, there'll be some major earth. It will trigger up, these major tsunamis.
Right.
Because Uranus is all the upheavals and Pisces kind of the ocean, and it did happen. So, but that part combined with all these other planets that's happening now, so I think it's going to be a very dangerous theme. And I feel that from Vancouver to Los Angeles, there's a 650 miles tectonic plate. I think that is slipping, and so that would trigger a lot of tsunamis.